In this video, I'm going to show you how to upload your initial inventory. Now, you could add your initial inventory through the interface by clicking the Add Inventory button, filling out the form, and repeating that for every item that you have. However, many people have their inventory stored in a spreadsheet, and it's easier to populate a spreadsheet and then upload it for many circumstances. So to upload your initial inventory, click on the More button and click Upload Events. The upload that we want to do is called a Create an Add. This will create any new items that don't currently exist in the database, and it will add the quantities that are specified to inventory. We'll go over the other types of uploads in later videos. Now, you'll want to make sure you download the template file and use this file to upload your information. This is what the blank template file looks like. You start entering your data in row 9, and the rows above row 9 will give you information about the field. So, for instance, this field is required, tells you what it can contain, the maximum length, and some examples. And we do that for each of the columns. I'm going to show you an upload file that I prepared earlier, which is right behind here. So we can see here is our block inventory. We have our item ID, our description, and as we move across, the low and high quantity thresholds are restock levels. We'll cover restock levels in a later video. The quantity, the unit of measure, the location, the date at which we're putting the item into inventory, the unit cost for each item. If there's a PO number, we'll put that in here. We have our size, our shape, carrier, all those custom fields that we set up earlier will be available on this spreadsheet. And any custom fields that you set up will be available on the spreadsheet. So you want to make sure that you populate every cell that has data. If a cell doesn't have data, you want to leave it blank. And there are some restrictions in terms of what can be uploaded. Most of it's based on the custom data that you create. So for example, if you create a drop-down list with 5 different values, if you try to upload data that doesn't match that drop-down list, it will alert you that that value is not on the list. Also, if you try to put something like a letter in a quantity field, or a $sign or other things like that, the system will flag those cells as being a problem. To show you an example of this, I'm going to go ahead and change the high quantity. Let's see, we'll change the quantity of this first item we'll do the second item from 26 to D. And we'll save this. And now we'll come back to our inventory and we'll upload it. So I'll click the next button. I'm going to click Select File. I'm selecting the file, and next I'm going to validate the file. This is the process where it will look at the file, and if it finds errors, it will let us know what the problem is. So here it's saying that we have an issue, and we should because I changed that quantity to a letter. If we click on the View Issues button, it will show us that here we have an invalid number. It's a D instead of a 26. So I can change that right here, and I can resubmit this file with that correction. Alternatively, I could, if I had a lot of errors, I would just cancel this process, make the corrections on the spreadsheet where it's easier to do, and then upload it. So now that we made that correction, we can process, the file can be processed. So all this has done so far is validate the file. We need to click Process to actually upload the data. So right now it's processing all the records. And it is complete. If we had warnings or errors, those would show up in these log tabs. But since this is our first upload, everything worked out fine. And if I click on my block inventory, we will see that it has been populated with everything that was in the file. So that's how you upload your initial inventory, and I thank you for watching.